Hi, welcome to the next move with Valetax. My name is Innocent Ifere, market analyst and trading content specialist here at Valetax. On this week's market outlook, as always, we're going to be sharing trade ideas and also analyzing the fundamentals that could possibly be influencing the movement of the mentioned pairs for the week. But before we get started, let's do a quick recap and see how last week's trade ideas played out. On last week's trade idea on the GBPJPY, we had prices at the supply level of the 200.500 levels, and we're expecting bear momentum to come in. As a matter of fact, the bears did come into the market and sold prices pushed below the liquidity levels at the 197.800 levels, and we've started to see some sort of halt and possibly a bullish correction on the GBPJPY. And on the XAUUSD, as expected, prices did in fact stay above the 3,764 levels, and we started to see prices create more bullish momentum to the upside, and a possible all-time high might be created coming this week. And moving ahead for the week, here are the trade ideas to be shared: GBPJPY, XAUUSD, and the EURUSD. On this week's outlook for the XAUUSD, we do in fact see the market stuck in some sort of range on the 1 hourly time frame, but with huge momentum candles within this range of the price levels of the 3,880 and the 3,850 levels. Although prices remain bullish on the XAUUSD, we still need to be a bit skeptical, and moving forward, the bulls are still on the good side. And for the GBPJPY ahead of the week, we did in fact close the week with a possible bullish correction to the upside. Although prices have swept liquidity at the 197.900 levels, tapping into the key level of the 197.500 levels where the bulls started out for. Prices may be heading back to the key levels at the 199.400.500 areas. If prices create a bearish price action at this level, then we might continue to see bearish momentum to the downside for a key demand level at the 196.500 levels. But if prices does in fact close above the 199.500 level, then we might see a continuation of the bulls to the upside as expected on the weekly time frame for the GBPJPY. And for the EURUSD, we do in fact see prices rejecting the key resistance level on the weekly time frame at the 1.18 1.17 region for the EURUSD, and expecting to see a good price action on the daily time frame ahead of the week with a strong bearish close could in fact signal a possible sells for long term towards the liquidity resting below the 1.15 level on the EURUSD. And as always, technical analysis is just a footprint of the market, but fundamentals drive the leading. And for fundamentals this week, we're looking at the government shutdown happening currently in the US, making a bunch of the high impact news for this week to be highly tentative. But regardless, here are the following high impact news to watch out for the week. We have Governor Bailey speaking on Monday, and we also have Governor Ueda of the Bank of Japan speaking on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, we have unemployment claims tentatively. And on Friday, we have the NFP on Friday and the unemployment rate for the USD on Friday, which are also tentative. And the summary for this week's trade outlook is a possibility for the buys on the XAUUSD to continue to the upside and keep creating new all-time highs, although fundamentals do change it. And for the GBPJPY, we speculate to see continuation of the buys that already started from last week, heading towards the key level. So we see a buy to sell scenario, a possible sells for the EURUSD to the downside to target levels such as the 1.16, 1.15, and possibly even the 1.14 long term. And as always, remember, this is not a trading signal, but a trade idea with no guarantee for success. So always remember to do your own research and apply risk management where needed. I'll see you same time, same place next week on The Next Move with Valetax. Trade smart and trade with Valetax.